Today I'm going to show you guys my Ice Crash build. My current DPS is 29,722 without auras. Once I put on Herald of Ash, it jumps up about 3,000. This one really increases it from about 32k up to 40k, 40.5k. Now, the interesting thing is, a lot of people don't think, or at least the people that I've talked to, that this would be a good weapon for Ice Crash, the Pillar of the Cage God. However, the 1% increased AoE is great. I mean, you're not going to get that much out of it, but let me open this. But per 20, that's an extra 10% increased AoE, just for free. The increased attack speed per 10, that's 28% increased attack speed for free. And then strength, which is your main source of damage, plus it has the added benefit of giving you life, which is great. Now, I built this in standard because I just wanted to try it out. This actually isn't the most important part of the build. The weapon, when you have this weapon, you need to use this. Because without this, I know I lost an aura. So let me just put this back to show you what the DPS is without aura and the differences. 29,722. But once I remove this, 12,409. Less than half the DPS. Now this gives 22 all attributes, which is great because it increases your AoE, your attack speed, and your DPS through strength. It also adds that flat physical damage. Now that flat physical damage, I didn't realize that this would be the effect, but it's the only way it makes sense as far as why I have so much damage. Is that strength for this is being included with that, so to increase that damage, the 40 to 60. Otherwise, it just, well, here's a smaller example to show you just how much it is increasing. 29,722. This only has 5 to 10 physical damage and accuracy, but when I remove it, 26.7 to 29.7. That's 3,000 damage over a 5 to 10 damage node, which means that the strength has to be affecting it. Once you see my skill tree, just this is where I started. You don't have to, but I think it's a great start. Originally, I went this, the 14 life, 14 phys damage, 6 attack speed, 12 accuracy. And then I went through the strength to here because the strength gave me more damage than going through here. Every strength node, that's 2% just for being strength. And then, because of the weapon I have, it's an extra 16% increased physical weapon damage as well. So, it just, overall, it's an extra 6% per node. And I do it in less nodes. But then, I decided to remove these two and put them onto this side. Now what that did is, it allowed me to get my attack speed up. Attack speed is huge. If you get a high enough attack speed, you know, you don't have to hit as hard. Eventually it does stop scaling as well, attack speed. But it's important to be able to hit multiple times for attack animation reasons. You don't want to be stuck in an attack animation. And even though I do have a pretty decent attack speed, 3.1, I still find myself being stopped mid-animation, which it's easy to get around. Just go like this away. Try not to enter a mob directly in the middle. Let's say these are mobs. try not to stand here if you're surrounded. Will help. Try and stand on the edge and work like this and go work your way in. Now, as far as the gems I have, Ice Crash, faster attacks, melee physical damage. Now that's more. That's a multiplier of 42% physical damage is extra fire damage. That's a good amount. 29.7 is down to 20. It's an extra 9,000. Physical damage, about a little bit more than an extra 9,000. Concentrated effect. This is also a huge gem for you. Now you're like, well, it's Ice Crash. I want more AOE. Well, you could put increased AOE. However, when you do that, you're going to lose a lot of DPS. That's 11,000 DPS just from this. And once I get my weapon elemental damage, I'll show you. With melee physical damage, it's 29.7. You put this in, and it's 27. So you're only losing about 2k by putting this in over this. But if I have a 6 link, you have to remember that this physical damage then applies to this, the extra fire damage, which then is also boosted by this. So I expect at least a increase of 15,000 with auras up, because 27.5, oops, to 39. That's 12 without this, and melee physical damage increases your elemental damage for this. So at least 15k once I do get a 6 link, which means that I'm going to be doing about 55k on top of whatever the other nodes I get. I'm only at level 79, so I still have another 10 nodes to work with at least before it starts to get really hard to level. Now, I could also, if I got better gear, remove the fire resist node here. And I could actually take out all of those. I think I might just keep that in, even if I take out these 4. And what I could do is move it down to here instead. And that'll give me a couple of extra nodes. Or I could just put 2 here and get a pretty decent strength bonus from 1 gem. Right here I have 23 extra strength and 14% increased fire damage. And just a bonus of 10 intel. Intel isn't too important, which is why I'm willing to increase both strength and dexterity, because the only thing intelligence is doing for me is increasing my AoE, and not by that much anyway because it's per 20. So this is a huge gem for this type of build. Or jewel for that type of build. This one, if I had a better jewel, I would put it in. If I had 20 to strength plus like even a 5% increase max life, would be better than this one. 7 crit global strike multiplier. Yeah, I totally messed that up. But by using a global crit strike multiplier, I just feel like it's a waste of a stat considering I'm not going crit with this build, which I wouldn't suggest anyway. I don't feel like going crit with this is as effective as going strength, but it might be, especially with this one. But I'm not sure where you would start to get a bunch of crit. There's these nodes, which is good for crit. Then you would end up having to go up to here, get that power charge when you block. You could also get the crit chance there. You would also have to work your way all the way up to here to get this crit chance. And ultimately, you'd have to sacrifice your more damage for crit gems. Now, here's my full tree, and I'm going to go over it very slowly the way I went. originally down this way, over here, through here to here, up. Then I went left, up to here. Up here, got that, the 20 Dex and Intel, the versatility node. That's just great. You know, 2% extra attack speed and 1% AoE. 4% reduced mana cost and 20% accuracy. That's just a huge node for this build. When you come up here, you'll see that I got this one, and I went over to here. Now, even though these are two 12% nodes, and two strength nodes would be about 6% increased damage, once you get to this one, 25, it starts to be worth it, because look at, I have 20 strength on top of it. So it's like just a bonus here, then a huge node, and 10 each for these. So really, it's like having 30%, 30%, 25, and 5% attack speed. Then, rather than go up here and get the intel, I decided to go this way through the Scion health wheel. Also coming over here to get the 12% physical damage and 20 strength. That's, again, huge node. That's 36 just from strength alone, and then add 12, 48% increased physical damage and 10 armor. Huge node. Then I came over here and I got the dexterity. Dexterity is important because it increases your accuracy, your flat accuracy amount. It's plus 60 to accuracy. It increases your attack speed by 30, or not 30, by 3%. And then, if I want, I can get Ancestral Knowledge for a 30 intel, which will give me 1% increased AoE. But rather than get that node, I would get this one, 4% increased radius of area skills. It's just 3% more. I mean, I don't need the energy shield. I don't need the mana. I use mana pots for when I'm low on mana. And your pots are going to pretty much stay charged. You're doing a lot of DPS. Now, this is huge too. You need an Astramentis. If you don't have this, you're also not going to be doing that much. Well, as much damage as you could be doing. This is great too. 12% increased area damage and 20% increased radius of area skills. That just goes great with Ice Crash, on top of being a decent chess piece. Huge evasion, good energy shield, health, and elemental resistances. That's just a perfect chest for this build. So when you combine this, the Pillar of the Cage God, Abyssus, Carcass Jack, and Astramentis, you get a very nice setup to do some decent DPS. Now over here I put one of the unique jewels that's very common. Intelligence from passives and radius is transformed to strength, but on top of that, it's just a 23 flat strength node. And when you look here, this is actually 10 to intel as well, but it changes it to strength. So the increased elemental weapon damage with weapon, I'm not sure that that's applying to anything, but 20 strength is 36% increased physical weapon damage. My next step is to come up through here, get this 10 strength, 10 strength, 20 strength. Now, the spell damage and cast speed doesn't do anything for me, but a 20 strength node is a very nice node to get, and 20% light radius is just a bonus to it. My next step is to come up here, get this intel node, get these chaos resist life nodes, and at the very end I get another little bit of a DPS boost with the 10 strength. Once that is done, I can fill in the health nodes that I'm near. I wouldn't get rid of the attack speed and accuracy because it's just a decent node to get. And I might even get that one, the increased accuracy and reduced mana node down here as well. Most likely, my next nodes are going to be up through the chaos to the chaos resist life, then come back down and put the 2 nodes in here. Hopefully getting something like increased melee physical damage plus a 10 to strength and then 10 to strength and intel. That would be so good. Or 10 to strength and dexterity would just be so perfect to have here. In fact, it might be worth it to put it there as soon as I can rather than going up here. I'll end up getting more damage and more immediate health within 2 nodes than the 3 nodes it would take to get a 20 strength node. I did get the mana, and the other way I could go would be getting this mana, which would allow me to use a lot less mana pots. I don't want to use that as often as I have to, but now just a little bit of a demonstration of the DPS you can expect with this build. This is a level 68 area. If I was in hardcore, I would be a lot more into health nodes, up to about 6k, 5 to 6k health nodes. Well, health, and then once I get that amount, I would stop getting health nodes. Can't afford it because I don't have the alts. Here, I'll do a Zana. This is level 73. Randomly, I'm just popping my armor flask as well as I go through, especially when I get surrounded in areas, because if they all do manage to hit me at the same time, it could be dangerous, especially on shocking ground. Now, it's important that you link your Leap Slam to faster attacks. It allows you to move across the map a lot faster. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing because I didn't read the Zana mission. Slay Rogue Exiles. That's what. Alright. Screw it. Just run through it all. Hope I see a red dot. There we go. And you can see if I had more health, that would be a lot less dangerous. And here's the other one. but it's only standard. So the only thing I lost was XP. If it was hardcore, I would have ran away, got my pots back, and came back in. But since it's standard, I really just don't care. I think it's what, 15% or 10% XP loss per death. Mission complete. I could go back, but it's a free map, so might as well just use it. Again, if this was hardcore, more health, definitely. And it wouldn't even be that much more. It'd probably be about 6 to 8 nodes more in health than what I currently have. Hop, skip, jump. I'm Mario. Where the fuck are my coins? Now I want to make a build that's just Leap Slam, aka the Mario. Boing. I'd probably do... I wonder if Conk Effect would work with that. Let's just check that out real quick. Leap Slam. 19k. And yes, Concentrated Effect is working with it. Oh my god, that's hilarious! Mario, bitches! Oh shit, it costs so much mana though. Kill the boss! Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 ba da 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 da. Well, thanks for watching, and I highly suggest this build.